Some of you may have already seen the 9 News story that aired last night about the impact that the lack of easing of restrictions is having on every gym in Victoria. And if you haven't checked out this story, I've popped the links in the post below, so please check it out when you can. What I wanted to do today was elaborate and drill down a little bit more on 2 major points that really need to be at the forefront of the government's decision making when it comes to the fitness industry, and the greater public really needs to be aware of. And those 2 major topics, the first one is the safety procedures that every gym has in place, and the second topic is the long-term impact that the government's hyper-escalating vernacular when it comes to branding gyms as high-risk environments is having on the survival rate of gyms post-COVID. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about the safety procedures that we have in place that ensures the safety of our members. Now, I'm going to go through what we have at my gym, which is representative of many gyms across Victoria. So starting off with the social distancing. So at my gym, you can see these quadrants that are on the floor. Each member is allocated their own quadrant, which is 4 meters by 4 meters, giving them 16 square meters of space to exercise in. I'm standing underneath a 10-meter roof as well, which creates maximum airflow for our members. We have a roller door that's open during exercise, and we've got a door out the back that keeps that airflow going. Now, as you can see to the left and right of me, you can see these cones. They're also behind me. They are representing where another member would actually be exercising. As you can see, there's more than adequate space between us to mitigate any aerosol spread that the government may have concern with. The second part to our safety procedures is the cleaning equipment that you can see at the corner of every one of these quadrants. Now, every piece of equipment that is used by members are wiped down in every single class. We dedicate 15 minutes at the end of every class to wipe down all equipment that has been touched by our members. This is done by our members, it's also done by our coaches. In other gyms where it's not group fitness facilities, every person that walks into a gym carries around their own spray bottle and wipes down every piece of equipment that they touch. This is how we keep our gyms hygienic, and this is where the government is still not understanding the level that we have gone to ensure the safety of our members. Now, the next thing I want to talk about that falls under safety is our ability to contact trace. We don't rely on QR codes. We have paying members that book into every class they come into. Once they're in the class, they are checked in. When they leave, they check out. We know exactly at any given time who's in the class, what time they were at, the people that were in that class with them, the people that are coming in before them, the people that are coming in after. All of this information, every member's address, phone numbers, email addresses can be given to the contact tracing team within 5 minutes. This level of contact tracing is across the board in the fitness industry, and we've had it before COVID, we've had it during and well after COVID. This is the part of our safety procedures that I feel that the government is still not acknowledging. This standard of contact tracing is better than any other industry that is in place at the moment. And I can say that confidently because we've had over 6.8 million check-ins in gyms between November 2020, when we were allowed to reopen, and May 2021, when we've been shut down. We've had over 6.8 million check-ins at gyms and not one single transmission case. That speaks volumes, but it's not speaking loud enough for our government to understand. Now, those are the points of the safety procedures that I wanted to elaborate more on. Now, the next part is talking about the long-term impact that the government's vernacular about calling us and branding their fitness industry as a high-risk environment is having on gyms. Sure, the government can throw some money at us and say, hey, this is enough, give us a little bit of a top-up. Cool. I'm not saying I'm not grateful. I very much appreciate that. It is going to help, but the long-term impact that calling gyms high-risk environments is something that we are still trying to recover from the lockdowns last year. My gym, like many other gyms, but I can talk for my gym on numbers, we are running at 70% of our capacity. We have still not recovered from last year's lockdown. The 5-day lockdown that happened in February was an almighty handbrake to any potential new leads. It rocked consumer confidence when it came to gyms. And on top of that, the consistent fear-mongering that the government is saying when it calls gyms high-risk environments is not helping the situation. The money that they're throwing at us is not going to help us survive. It's death by 1,000 cuts unless the government retracts their statements about calling the fitness industry high-risk environments. They need to start looking at the data that's provided, not dated data. And unfortunately, data that was provided in 2020 on another country is not relevant anymore. You need to look at the numbers that are Victorian based, that are at least even Australian based, that are all provided by Fitness Australia. The government needs to look at this. The general public needs to look at this. And the main point I want to get across is the government's unfounded labeling of the fitness industry as high risk is not helping us now, and it's definitely not going to help us in the future to recover from this situation. I urge the government to retract their statements and look further into the level of safety that gyms have in place currently to ensure the safety of our members. If you like this video and you agree with what I'm saying, please share this video as much as you can. We need to get the message out there. We need to get Victorian gyms open. Stay tuned for more videos where I elaborate on the impact that taking the gyms away from us is having on people's physical health, but more important, their mental health. Please share, and thank you for listening.